Welcome to the Morning Mindset Podcast with me, Skelton. Each day we kick off your morning with positivity, actionable insights and the motivation you need to conquer the day ahead. Whether you're looking to develop a positive mindset, a habit of persistence, or simply starting your day on the right foot, this podcast is your daily dose of inspirational and practical advice. Today's podcast is about a topic that can hold you back from achieving your full potential, both from a personal point of view and a business point of view as well. It's something that we've all faced at one point or another, the fear of rejection. Now, let's be honest, the fear of rejection is a universal experience, whether you're an experienced business owner or you're just starting out on your self-employed journey. Even if you're still employed and working your way in the corporate world, that knot in your stomach when you think about putting yourself out there is something that we all know too well. But what if I told you that this fear is more than just a feeling? What if I told you that it could be the very thing that's standing between you and your greatest success? So today we're going to get into that topic of why the fear of rejection can be detrimental to you and your business, and more importantly, how you can overcome it. So let's start with the basics. What is rejection really? Well, at its core, rejection is simply an indication that something you're offered, a product or an idea or a piece of yourself, has been turned down. It's a no. And that no can feel incredibly personal, can't it? It can feel like a blow to your self-esteem. It can be a blow to your confidence and your sense of worth. But the truth is, rejection itself isn't the problem. It's our fear of it that is. That fear is what paralyzes, stops us from taking risks, and ultimately keeps us from growing. And when you let the fear of rejection dictate your actions, you start playing it safe. You stop pushing your boundaries. You stop innovating. And in business context, that can be the kiss of death when you're trying to succeed and trying to grow in business. Let me tell you why. In business, playing it safe is rarely a winning strategy. The marketplace is crowded, and not taking risks, you're just blending in with everybody else. But when you're afraid of rejection, you start to avoid taking those risks. You might shy away from pitching that big idea because you're afraid that the client will say no. You might hold back from launching a new business. You might hold back from launching your business in the first place because you're scared it won't be well received. And what happens? You end up staying in your comfort zone, but doing what feels safe instead of what could potentially bring you massive success. This fear isn't just limiting you, it's limiting your business. When you're not willing to take risks, you're missing out on opportunities for growth, innovation and expansion. You're essentially putting a ceiling cap on your potential. So think about some of the most successful businesses in the world. Do you think they got where they are by playing it safe? Absolutely not. They took huge risks. They faced rejection head on and just kept going anyway. Now let's talk about the flip side of this. What happens when you embrace rejection instead of fearing it? When you stop seeing rejection as a personal attack and start seeing it as feedback, everything changes. Rejection is not a reflection of your worth. It's just information. It's a signpost that can guide you towards improvement. Maybe your pitch wasn't aligned with the client needs. Maybe your product or your business needs a few tweaks. Maybe your idea just isn't the right fit for that particular market. That's all right. It's okay, because every no brings you closer to the right yes. But it's not just about business. The fear of rejection can hold you back in your personal life too. The fear of hearing no is keeping you from living fully. And here's the thing, every time you avoid rejection, you reinforce the fear. You teach yourself that it's something to be avoided at all costs. And in doing so, you shrink your world just a little bit more. How do we break free from this fear? How do we move past it so it no longer controls our actions? First, we need to reframe our thinking about rejection. Instead of seeing it as a reflection of our worth, we need to see it as part of the process. Rejection is inevitable if you're putting yourself out there, and it's a sign that you're pushing your boundaries. The only people who never experience rejections are the ones who are never taking risks. So if you're being rejected, take it as a compliment. It means you're doing something. You're challenging the status quo, you're innovating, and you're trying to grow. The next thing to do is practice detaching your self-worth from the outcome. Your value as a person isn't determined by whether someone says yes or no to your idea, to your business, to your product, to your service, whatever it is. Your value comes from within, from your integrity, your resilience, and your ability to keep going even when things get tough. And finally, make rejection part of your routine. I know that sounds a bit mental, but just hear me out. The more you expose yourself to rejection, the less power it has over you. Start small, maybe pitching an idea you're unsure about, pitching a business you're unsure about, or reaching out to a potential client who you might think will say no. The more you do it, the more you realize that rejection it's not the end of the world. It's just a stepping stone on your journey to success. So as you go about your day today, I want you to keep asking yourself, where am I holding back because of fear of rejection? Have a bit of a self-analysis. What opportunities am I missing because I'm afraid to hear the word no? And most importantly, what could happen if I let go of that fear and embrace rejection as part of my growth? Remember, rejection isn't the enemy. Fear is the enemy. And the sooner you face that fear head on, the sooner you'll unlock the potential that's been waiting inside of you for so long. Thank you. That's today's podcast. Thank you for joining me on The Morning Mindset. Hope this episode has inspired you to take a closer look at how the fear of rejection might be holding you back. And I encourage you to take that first step towards embracing it and use it as a tool for growth. If you found this episode helpful, please share it, please like it, do whatever you can. Please leave me a review. And as always, have an amazing day. Stay motivated, stay focused, stay positive, and run your own race.